We're back at the Bill Lowry Oval for the second half of the game, and we've got Northcote Park leading 7 goals for 48, and McLeod 4-8, 4-6, 7-4, 46. McLeod 4 goals, 6-30. So we've got a 16-point lead to Northcote Park, and the ball's getting heavier and heavier. We started the third quarter. Scooter White gets a hurry kick out of the centre to Malik, and he gets a handball down to John Andrew. He's hit heavily. Play goes on. Malikan's in hard there. He's taken to ground. Came out to Branley, got a handball over towards Woodhams. Woodhams then tackles Bronx Davies very heavily, and the umpire calls for a ball up. Okay, at the centre bounce there, it comes down to Northcote Park players who are in there first. The ball close to the boundary line, and Scanlon looking for a free kick, but the ball's over the line and out of bounds. Ball being thrown back in centre wing. Cloud's getting darker and darker here. Could end this game in a little bit of rain. We'll see what happens. Okay, the ball forced forward of centre by Northcote Park. They get the nice handball away there where a Northcote Park player is being tackled indiscriminately by Story on that occasion. So 23 picks up the ball. He drives the ball down to full forward area. McLeod fell through. Davanescu defends brilliantly, gets the ball out to his teammate, might have been Woodhams on that occasion, who drives the ball out of defence. There's a nice tackle laid there by Malikan on the Northcote Parks player. He gets the free kick. Malikan doesn't waste time. He gets the ball up towards the full forward area looking for Ewart. On this occasion, the Northcote Park defenders defend well. They get the ball a little back flank, but only as far as Andrew Murray, who discs the ball and kicks it right up the full forward area looking for Carl Ewart. But Northcote Park players at ground level defend beautifully. They then reverse the ball to the outer wing, but it's an indiscriminate kick in the way there with Sievers. His kick hasn't quite kicked the mark, but up to the task was Scooter White. He got a handball away, but only as far as the Northcote Park defenders were able to bring the ball out to the outer side beautifully in defending that little foray forward by McLeod. And the Northcote Park then get the ball down to the wing position where nice marks taken. They handball across their teammate, but in the way of that kick is Martin. He gets the ball to Andrew Murray, who drives the ball down the half forward looking for Ewart. Ewart arguably was pushed in the back, the Northcote Parks players, and so play goes on, and McLeod unable to make anything of this foray forward, but they are persistent, and the ball is chipped up towards the full forward area, but Long was up against two, and he's beaten on this occasion as Northcote Park showing too much turn of foot there, get the ball out of defence, get the ball, get them over the centre and then back towards the glue pot. Northcote Park are working the ball beautifully. They get the ball out of the half forward. They chip the ball up to a strong lead up there from full forward where they couldn't quite take them up. But at ground level they're good enough to pick the ball up, and it's bouncing, goes to the ball, and it's a very favourable bounce there, and it's through for a goal. The first for the second half to Northcote Parks. They go to 8 goals for, leading McLeod on 4 goals, 6. Well, McLeod had a couple of forays forward there, but just couldn't get anything going to get a clear shot on goal. And through some nice work by the Northcote Park defence, they worked the ball through the centre and eventually shot on goal there. This bounced fortuitously for Northcote Parks, and they brought up their 8th goal of the day. So they go out to a very handy lead, but back at the centre bounce, there's some interference, or someone went over the line there, so Matt Walter gets the resultant kick from the centre area. It goes forward, but in the way there is number 22 for Northcote Park. That would be Nick Carter. He's worked the ball through his teammates to the outer wing area, where there was a nice defending punch away by O'Brien. O'Brien sees the ball over the line and out of bounds. true centre wing position on the outer side at the Bill Laurie Oval. Ball bringing back into play. Bronx Davies there. Oh, he's tackled heavily. They've done well on McLeod, and then they've scrambled the ball further forward where it came out to Andrew. He got the ball to Murray, looking down there for and long. In the way is Lynch, and Lynch has done very well. He's got front and square of that contest there and got the ball on his right foot and through for a goal. But badly need a goal to McLeod there. They get their 5th of the day. They go on to 5 goals 6, make that 42. Trailing Northcote Park, who are out on 8 goals 4. 5 goals 6, Greg, make that 36. Get your maths right, son. Okay, back to the centre bounce. Oh, long in the ruck there, comes down to the man from Gippsland who loves the wet weather in Harris. He gets further along to where Dave Adams gets a kick forward and diving at a very low ball there and able to take a nice mark. 40 metres, 35 metres out from goal. Directly in front is Nick Lynch. So he's looking for his 2nd goal in quick succession here. Cut comes in, shoots. It looks nice off the boot. Oh, is it drifting, but it's drifted through for a goal. Just made it. That makes it either a goal. It's not. It certainly is a goal. The umpire waves the 2 white flags, and McLeod people are very happy about that. So fantastic. 6th goal for the day to McLeod, and they creep back ever so close. So they go to 6-6, trailing Northcote Park on 8 goals 4. So we're back to a 10-point ball game here. Early stages, 3rd quarter. There's a few spots of rain just starting to fall, and one gets the feeling that by the last quarter there could be some showers coming through. Oh, there's guys going in there hard in the centre glue pot there. Northcote Park wins the day. They bring the ball to half forward, then they chip the ball down, looking for a lead up in the forward pocket there. Down there at ground level was Martin, I think it was, then over to Woodhams and out to Scooter White. And you can't help but say, but he just scoots away and gets the ball out to Sievers, who's very fleet of foot. He spots up Bianchin, who gets a handball over to John Andrew. He runs through the centre of the ground and gets the ball up to Lynch. Now Lynch has taken a very nice mark out at half forward. He's about 50 metres from goal, runs on his trusted left foot, drives the ball up to tee for goal. Pack of players up there. There's Hewitt in there. There was Walter in there, but Northcote Park defending beautifully. They've worked the ball through Bronx out to his teammate out in the centre wing. Didn't quite hit the target on that occasion, but they're backing each other up beautifully here, the Northcote Park guys. Eventually they can get it down to the centre wing where O'Brien's in there against 2 of them. Long's in there trying hard for McLeod. Eventually Northcote Park brings it to centre half forward, but that was a nice saving mark there by White. He got the ball over to Sievers. He gets the ball back to Andrew Murray, who drives the ball up over centre looking for Rory Scott. Eventually there's a nice tackle laid by Mullican on the Northcote Parks player, and the umpire's called for a ball up. Right on the edge of the centre glue pot, the cricket pitch area. Ball comes to Andrew Murray. He doesn't waste no time and belts the ball forward. Comes up to Lynch, who tries to get his hands on the ball. On this occasion, he's just outnumbered. They get the ball over to the reliable man in Bronx Davies again. They get the ball further wide this time. Northcote Park looking for a lead up at half forward, but in the way there is Story, who takes a nice mark. His handball hasn't quite hit the mark with O'Brien, but eventually they're good enough to get it back, and they work it through Scooter White, and he gets the ball to Dave Adams right on the centre wing. Now the umpire's rule, it hasn't been kicked long enough to be a mark. It's close to the boundary line, and now the umpire, I believe, is correctly called that it is now over the line and out of bounds. Ball being thrown back into play, true centre wing position. The big men go at it. At the back there is John Andrew. He runs around on his left foot, gets the ball up towards the half forward area, but Northcote Park defending brilliantly there. They got the ball through Bronx Davies over to number 5 there, who got the ball down to half forward. They're going this way, they're going that way, and they're putting a lot of pressure on the McLeod defence, but the McLeod defenders are up to the task, and there's Scooter White going wide to the near side to Woodhams. They get the ball back to White. He's handballed, didn't quite hit the mark, but anyway, they were good enough to back up there through Long. Then Woodhams drives the ball up the centre wing. Up goes Melican. Yeah, the players, they miss everything. There's a Northcote player, guys, backing up there through Scanlon, number 25, and he repels with a magnificent kick through the centre of the ground, looking for Woolton. Woolton's in there. He taps the ball back to his teammate, who runs this way. He runs that way. He sees the centre glue pot and says, I'm not going in there, and then eventually gets the ball down to Will De Bruin, and then back to Nicky Carter. There's two McLeod guys there wrestling for the ball, and the umpire said, well, I don't think either of you has marked that, and as a result, the umpire's going to ball the ball up. What's that, Terry? Okay, here we go. The bounce there just forward of centre, and there's a free kick. The resultant free kick goes to McLeod, to Andrew Murray, and Murray does a muck around and he lets go of a nice long kick out to the outer wing position, and where the ball bounces just in front of John Andrew, is over the line and out of bounds. I've seen a noted change in Andrew Murray's game in the last 3 to 4 weeks. He seems to have taken any short kicking out of his game, and just as a result, he's been very effective. And when in doubt, he just kicks it long. Okay, Northcote Park went into attack, but it's brilliantly intercepted by Sievers on this occasion. The ball is bouncing over in front of the scoreboard there, close to the boundary line, and eventually over the line and out of bounce. He's been very fleet of foot today, Cedars. I find him a hard player to describe. The best way I could describe him would be a quick, small man who is very busy, handy, and not to be underestimated. Okay, McLeod get the ball back up into the full forward area, but in the road in front of you on that occasion was the Northcote Park defender. They take a safe mark, and then they redirect play down in front of the grandstand here at the Bill Laurie Oval. Now we've got Ben McNeese taking possession of the ball. They get the ball up to half-back, where Walter couldn't quite hang on to the ball today. Gee, it's not the day for big men. It's muddy, it's greasy, and it's tough in there. McLeod fighting hard here to keep the ball in at half forward, and Northcote Park are able to defend the ball nicely. They work the ball from half back. They break the tackle there. Melican applies some pressure there, but the kick ended up good enough and ended up in the hands of a teammate of Northcote Park. They are at ground level there. They're running around in front of the Housing Commission flats there. They get the ball up into a dangerous spot at the Station Road end of the ground. We've got White in there. He's arguably taken high, but the umpire says, well, what does the umpire say? We'll have another ball up. Throw it in the air. Up they go, the big men. A lot of pressure on the McLeod defence at this stage. Okay, Northcote Park player trying to break through the tackles there. Then there's a high kick. It's gone up and under and down at ground level. There's pressure on the McLeod defence, and eventually a shot for goal by Northcote Park, and it's through for 1 behind 1 point. They go into 8 goals 5, make that 53, leading McLeod 6-6, 42. We're about halfway through the third quarter. So McLeod's done well so far this quarter, and are right in the game and never discount. Oh, there's a beautiful mark there from that kick in by young Severs. Gee, there's not much of him, but he's got a lot of this little boy. He runs around the man on the mark, then drives the ball down over centre. Oh, and waiting at the back, then using his body beautifully. It was Melican. He got a handball out to Rory Scott. They're looking for Big Mac Waller. He shrugged the tackle there. The ball comes to ground level. Oh, Waller's in there again. He's done very well. He gets the ball out to his teammate, but in the way there are the Northcote Park defenders. Oh, they've worked it beautifully to the outer side wing, and there's a mark taken by we don't know who. It's very hard to pick up numbers, especially they got out their back tier, and they're also covered in mud over the number. Okay, Northcote Park are threatening here. They're getting the ball down to half forward. It's well punched away by the McLeod defender. In the way there is O'Brien. He does a big tumbling kick up over the centre of the ground. In the way there is Northcote Park defenders. They're tending well. But there's a beautiful interception. I think it might have been by Story on this occasion. They get the ball down to full forward where there's an arm wrestle with Hewitt there. On this occasion, Northcote Park went out. They get the ball out to half back, then they chip the ball to, I think that might be Nicky Carter. He bounces once, he bounces twice. He's run through the middle of the ground. The umpire says, "You've gone too far, son. You need another bounce." And so there's a turnover here. There's a free kick to McLeod. I don't know much about basketball, but I think they call it travel. And that's what he's doing. He's travelling too far. There's a nice chip forward there, and it's ended up in the arms of Branley. Now, Branley is just running around his right foot, but what has happened is the man on the mark has gone over the mark, and the umpire's correctly called a penalty, a 50-metre penalty. Is it 50? I just get so confused with this NFL, Terry. I should check the rule book. Is it 40 metres? Is it 45? Is it 50 metres? I don't know. The umpires seem to use it very discretionary. He's a free kick to Branley. Well, there's a penalty to Branley. He's been brought 50 metres closer to goal and has no trouble popping that through for another goal. Brings the scores ever so close. We've got Northcote Parks on 8-5-53, leading McLeod. Just waiting for the scores to go up there, but I think they'll be on 7-6. 7-6-48, just 5 points the difference. Okay, back at the centre bound, Big Waller in the ruck there. Oh, it's a keen contest as they go in there in that glue pot. Oh, Scanlon's rolling around there in the mud. Harris, as you expect for McLeod, is rolling around there with him. They love it in close and in hard, those lads. Okay, the ball comes further forward from McLeod. Nice handball by Rory Scott over to Richard Andrew. Gets the ball up forward looking for Hewitt. Oh, a host of players around the pack there. Oh, there's a Northcote player. He's bursting his way through the pack, and the umpire says, well, you just can't mow them all down, and then you've got to dispose of the ball correctly. That was Andre Hibachi. Now, as a result of that, there is a free kick to Dave Adams. He's taking the kick from, the man standing the mark's at about 47 metres, but Adams has gone away. He's kicking from about 53 metres. It's a beautiful kick, this lad. Oh, it's not off the boot. It's not quite going to make it on this occasion, and it's just fallen short and then been forced through for a behind to McLeod. They creep ever so close. I think that'll bring it back to a 4-point ball game. Okay, Northcote Park worked the ball beautifully around to the outer wing there. In front there is Harris up against two Northcote Park players. He's done well. Eventually McLeod forced the ball forward to come in the arms of Melican. Melican's done well. He's got the ball to half forward. In the way there is a Northcote Park player bursting through is Rory Scott. He's going back in hard. There is Richard Andrews, showed tremendous courage. And he went in hard for that ball, and the players are all wrapped up again. Ball in the air. Walder's in there. He gets a nice left arm punch away, but only as far as number 49 for Northcote Parks. who gets the ball over to Buckley, who gets the ball to number 9, and number 9 drives the ball down to the forward pocket. Now, it was a beautiful kick, number 9, Matty Delidio. They switch the ball now over to the hot spot at centre half forward, but in the road there are the McLeod defenders. They've done well through Martin, and then Scooter White. He belts it into the true centre of the ground. In they go, right into the centre, and the glue fighter gets belted out to Richard Andrew. He gets the ball up to half forward. Oh, Hewitt nearly marked it. Rory Scott's in there backing up. Lynch has run back into trouble. He's got a nice handball out to Hewitt, and Hewitt, oh, not Hewitt, it's Matty Wilder, is it? Hang on. Have a look at it, Greg. It's Hewitt. Hewitt's got it, and he snapped, and it's a goal. Now, McLeod have hit the front. Excellent play there by the McLeod players. They just willed that ball forward. The endeavour by Lynch was just tremendous. Rory Scott there, and it ended up in the hands of Hewitt, who was able to finish off. There's a change happening. Rory Scott's coming off. The young fleet-of-footed Jack Bianchin's coming on. Looks like he's going to a half-forward position now. Back at the centre bounce, we've got Big Walter in there, and he's up against this occasion Paddy Considine. So Northcote Park ringing the changes through the ruck area, and I feel it's probably one area where they've struggled quite a bit today. They certainly haven't been able to assert any ascendancy over the McLeod ruckman. As mentioned earlier, the combination of Long and Walter is working a treat for McLeod since they've both been brought back in the side similar time about 4 weeks ago. It's going very well. Okay, ball being thrown back into play. It's on the outer centre wing there. Ball being first forward by McLeod, but in the way is Northcote Park. They get the ball further down, but it's out on the full, and it's a free kick to McLeod. Okay, McLeod just with their nose in front here at 8 goals 7 to 8 goals 4, and we're deep into the third quarter. And the way McLeod have been finishing off the last 3 weeks, they'd really fancy their chances of being able to run out this game. And thus ending up with a win. It was a long way to go. Scooter White on the mark there, ducks around the man on the mark, drives the ball just up over the wing. Now he has been unfairly dealt with. Umpires reaching for the book. This is a crucial part of the game. Oh, he's showing the yellow card. The yellow card, waving it to whoever he has to wave it at. And I don't know. I don't think it's much of a penalty, a yellow card. It's just another interchange. I'd love to see a change to that. Fair dinkum. Even if you push it forward. Okay, now there's a relayed free kick to McLeod. Well, is it supposed to be 50 metres? It looks like it's about 20 metres. It's in the hands of Nick Lynch, just forward of centre wing. He spots up a man just forward of centre. Is the big fella in Matt Walter. He runs around the left foot, tumbles a nice ball up towards the hot spot. It's at ground level. There's a snapshot there by Long, and then it comes into the running arms of the running Brantley, runs into an open goal and pops it through for a goal. Well, I think at the end of the day, people will look back and say that was a crucial play there when Scooter got interfered with unnecessarily, and then what resulted out of that was all positive play by McLeod players, and ended up running into an open goal. So yeah, got good result on the board. So they've gone further ahead, McLeod. They go out now to a 9-point lead. Back at the centre bounce. So Northcote Park going in hard there, and the umpires ruled though there was a free kick to McLeod in the centre of the ground. It goes to that man that likes getting down dirty and grubby, and that is Harris. He runs onto his left foot, wastes no time, gets the ball down forward, and in front there is the small man Brantley. He's taken a nice mark. Okay, he wastes no time. He drives the ball down into a dangerous spot, and it's down there in the teeth of goal. They're putting pressure on the Northcote Park defence, and they try and bring it out of defence. There's players going in hard there. Oh, Milliken's going in harder than all of them. But there's the little man for Northcote Park, number 16. He's come flying in there. The man who looks like he belongs on the beach at Jan Juc, number 16 in Brock McClellan. He's got plenty of devil, that little fella, and he does well, but the ball's near the boundary line and it's over line now. They'll throw them back in now. In they go. Things are getting willing. Oh, there goes that Bronx Davies again. He just barges through the pack, gets the ball down to half forward. Oh, Woonton's there. Oh, he gets the ball back to little Brock McClellan. He does very well. He drives the ball down to a centre half forward position where there is a mark to Northcote Park there. Now, he's been interfered after the mark. The umpire's ruled by a young fella Story. Obviously some frustration in seeing that mark taken, and so as a result, looks like it might be Coden Coleman, who's got a 50-metre penalty, brings him right to the teeth of goal, and he has no trouble kicking a goal at the Station Road into the ground. He pops that through. Northcote Park fight back. Northcote Park get their... Oh, I'm not sure. They're just putting... Oh, yes, they get their 9th goal of the day on the scoreboard. They go to 9-4, trailing McLeod, 9 goals, 7. Play's really hotted up here, Terry. It's been a fantastic quarter.
Absolutely. They started the fight back a little bit earlier, which is good.
Terry feels the fight back has started a little bit earlier than in other weeks. Yeah, there's still a lot of game to go, and every game of football is different. But so far today, scores are have been pretty much level for most of it. Northcote Park got out to a handy 16-point break for half time there, but yeah, a lot of the day that scores have been very close. Now, from the back of the centre, and there's a free kick coming in that going to Harris. He drives the ball up to half forward, bound to Harris again. He backs up, he drives the ball down looking for Hewitt, but he's outmarked on this occasion by number 10 in Andre Habachi. Habachi gets it out to his teammate who drives the ball up to the centre wing, but missed kick there, and in the way is Dave Adams. He drives the ball up to the full forward area, or it comes to ground level where it's Northcote Park in hard there. Kidd was in hard there. All players going in left, right and centre. Eventually it comes out to Murray. Now Murray's kicked it, he's kicking it at right angles, but it's eventually come in the hands of the fleet of foot players for McLeod, and one of the fleet of foot players there is Scooter White, and he kicks out in front of scoreboard looking for Kyle Hewitt, but doesn't hit the mark, and it's over line, now a bounce. Okay, it's all wrapped up here. We're nearly very close to the three-quarter time siren here at the Bill Laurie Oval. Players going in hard there. There's a snap for goal, and it's out on the full. Deep in the back pocket for Northcote Park. So they'll take the resultant free kick. Looks the man with little hair there would no doubt will be Bronx Davies. He's been in everything today, that man. Plays a very good game, that guy. In these conditions, just set him a treat. He's a great ground level player. He's very good at the clearances and leads by example. He's the captain. Okay, ready to resume play here. Ball back in the hand of Bronx Davies. He gets a lead up from his teammate there. Didn't quite hit the mark. It comes to the ground right in front of the scoreboard there. Players going in left, right and centre, and the umpire says give them, he want to have another ball up. So, yeah, not hitting the mark with a kick out of defence like that really puts pressure on your defence. Ball comes to John Andrew. He gets a handball out. Might have been DeLong on that occasion. He swung around. Players going in hard. There's a scramble kick forward and then a long handball by Dave Adams. Gets the ball over to Brownlee. Wasn't he scrambled the ball forward to Hewitt? Now Hewitt right on the goal line. Positioned himself beautifully and then was able to get the ball through for a goal. A very handy goal to McLeod. And we can't be far away from the three-quarter time break. And McLeod, I think, have gone out to a 9-point lead now. Certainly got their 10th goal a day. Just waiting for the scoreboard to go up, and it will show McLeod 10 goals, 7. 67, leading Northcote Park, 9 goals for 58. So we've got a 9-point lead to McLeod. Harris is in there again for McLeod. He drives them forward, but it only goes as far as that guy number 22. He's been in everything, that guy. He does well. Nick Carter at half back. There's McLeod drive the ball up forward. Oh, Lynch is hit heavily there, but Dave Adams is in there. He gets a scramble out to Branley, but it clean bowls him, but he's good enough to back up. He runs around this way, he runs around the way, he sizes up the goals, and he kicks, and he's kicked the goal. What a magnificent shot by the young fella. And the McLeod players run to him as one. They're excited, and the siren has gone for three-quarter time. What a very timely goal, Terry, right in the three-quarter time break. And we've got McLeod going to I believe it'll be 11 goals 7 to 9 goal 4 lead as we go to the three-quarter time break. That's it? The last quarter of McLeod, they've gone to a 14-point lead. Okay, it's going to be a hard-fought last quarter. You can see that. Now we've got Bronx. Davey brings the ball forward to the half forward. Oh, Will De Bruin, very skillful player, runs around his left foot, gets the ball back up the half forward, and it's through for 1 behind, 1 point. First score of the last quarter goes to Northcote Park. Bringing the ball back into play. Looks like Scooter White, he's taking his time here. He's looking this way, he's looking that way. Eventually he gets the ball to himself and drives to the Westgar Street side of the ground, but it's all Northcote Park there. There's a knife mark taken by Paddy Considine to get that ball up to a dangerous spot. Right in front of goal there is a nice mark taken by number 49, who will be Mitch Pappas. And he lines up from point blank range. By that we mean about 20 metres out, directly in front. Should be a gimme kick. He comes in, takes his time, pops on the boot, and he's put it through for a goal. So very nice start to Northcote Park. They've made up 7 points here in very quick fashion. So it brings everything that much tighter. And we've got Northcote Park now on to, well, the scoreboard hasn't updated, but I think they're trailing McLeod by about 7 points. Northcote will be on 66 and McLeod on 11-7-73. Back at the centre round, so Brock Navy re-wills himself out of the centre, and Northcote Parks go forward again. They're handling it back this way, that way. Then they get a loose man at half forward. They chip the ball down forward to lead as a nice punch away by Story. A further punch away by the McLeod players. They get the ball through John Andrew over to Scooter Wide, over to Martin. He drives the ball up over the centre wing at ground level there. Oh, there's a nice tackle by Rory Scott, and a further tackle on Malikan. Northcote Park with the ball out to Bronx Davies, and they chip the ball around to the wing position where there's a mark taken, but then eventually dropped by Paddy O'Connell for Northcote Park. Okay, ball being thrown back through centre wing position. Not much in it, things all tight here at the Bill Laurie Oval. Okay, from the throw, and the ball comes down to Andrew Murray, who's all in the first of the ball, but he's all wrapped up there. Umpire calls for a ball up. Walter in the ruck there up against Michael Salt. Oh, Walter's grabbed the ball beautifully there. He's driven the ball up to half forward, but waiting back there is Delidio for Northcote Parks. Delidio brings the ball back up over the centre wing where Dave Adams is in front there. Couldn't quite hold the ball on that occasion. He's under tremendous pressure there by the Northcote Park player, and the ball was over the line and Alabama's been thrown in right in front of the commentary position, centre wing. Walter and Salt in a ruck there. Ball comes down at the back, looking near Coden Coleman there. Oh, in hard there, as you expected, was Harris. And he's all wrapped up, and the umpire says, give them, he'll have a ball up. Just on the edge of the sticky Merry Creek cricket area. Ball balled forward by Northcote Park, where Murray got a nice handball over to Scooter White. He gets the ball down to the centre wing position where Branley's run onto the ball. He's then directed the ball into the centre half forward area where Long's taken a nice mark. He gets the handball over to Dave Adams. He runs around on his trusted right foot there and drives the ball further forward, and the ball ends up in the waiting arms of Kyle Hewitt. Kyle Hewitt's been a real thorn in the side of Northcote Park today. He's such an unobtrusive type forward. He's not a high flyer, he's not quick, he just got very good judgment of the flight of the ball in the area, and on this occasion he does a little banana kick and finishes off his good work beautifully there. So there's a timely repelling goal by McLeod there. They get their 12th on the day. The scoreboard ticks out to 12 goals 7, leading Northcote Park on 10 goals 6. Ball bearing back into the arms of the umpire in the middle of the ground. Oh, the big man trotting around in the Merry Creek mud there. The ball's thrown into the air. Salt on this occasion wins the tap out, but comes out as far as Harris. Right from McLeod, he gets the ball up to half forward where it's bouncing, but it's all Northcote Park there. They get the ball over the danger man in Bronx Davies. Bronx Davies gets the ball down to half forward. There's a mark there on the outer side to Northcote Park. They chip the ball further forward, but in the road there is, O'Brien has done so well, the key defender for McLeod. He's really risen to the occasion in recent weeks in the absence of Captain Kane Shaw. They get the ball down further down, and there's a lead out from full forward by the forward for McLeod Lynch, and he's ran onto that. They've got into a dangerous spot, the centre half, just forward to centre half forward, and it's in Lynch's arms. He goes back, he lines up the goals, he shoots for goal. It's close. I don't know if it's close enough, but there's some interference close to the near side goal post, and the umpire says, I think it's Hewitt going to be the recipient of that. And he is, and he's a happy Vegemite Hewitt. He's run around and he's popped it through for a goal. So there's another goal to McLeod. They get their 13th of the day. And they go at the 13 goals 7 lead to Northcote Park on 10 goals 6. So they've gone out to a 19-point lead. So they're doing very well at this stage of the game, McLeod. But they don't want to take the foot off the gas, because Northcote Park's got some very experienced players here, and they're on their home ground, and they're desperate to win this so they can keep their finals chances alive. I think they might have been 6th going into this game. Anyway, McLeod go forward again. They get the ball down to Kyle Hewitt, close to goal. He runs around. Oh, he couldn't quite get it through, but he got it over to Lynch, and Lynch finished off. The word is popped it through. They're combining beautifully now, Lynch and Hewitt down there in the dangerous forward positions. Walton is also down, joining them, adding a bit of a height, so it's really looking dangerous, the forward line for McLeod. They're doing excellent. And the work by Harris today has been terrific. At the centre area, I would have to say he's doing better than his counterpart in Scanlon for Northcote Parks. I don't think they're directly playing on each other. The other fella's been just super for Norfolk Park. It's been number 6, Bronx Davies, the captain. Okay, the big men Salt and Long go at it. Comes the ground level where a Norfolk Park player is all wrapped up by Harris Young. Umpire calls for another ball up. Okay. Ball goes up, ball comes down. Who's got it? Bronx Davies. He darts around the back of the pack, gets a beautiful kick up the half forward. It's well intercepted by Scooter White there, but at ground level, Norfolk Park are up to the task. They get the ball down to their full forward area. There's a lot of pressure on. Oh, the little man. He's darting this way, he's darting that way. That's McClellan. He shoots for goal, but eventually Harris is able to belt the ball over the line and through for a point to warn off that forward thrust by Norfolk Park. Okay, McLeod bring the ball back into play to the other side, but in the way is the big fella Salt. He takes a nice mark. Okay, gets to his teammate. They chip the ball further forward and there's a mark to Delidio just out in front of the big light tower over there on the outer side of the ground. Now he fancies his chances for goal. He's kicking from about, it's a bit hard to tell from there, it's probably about 45 to 50 metres. It's a nice, looks nice with the boot. It's coming close to goal. It's not good enough, and it's through for one behind. Make that one point, further point to Norfolk Parks. They creep a little bit closer, but they really need some goals as time's going tick, tick, tick into this last quarter, and it may not be enough time for Norfolk Park to get up. But anyway, McLeod has brought the ball beautifully back into the centre corridor through Harris and Kidd, and might have been John Andrew there, but it's been intercepted by Norfolk Park. Now here's a forward thrust happening here for Norfolk Park. They bring the ball up to the full forward area. Oh, big fella in the area, likely to cause a bit of damage there. But luckily for the McLeod players, he hasn't. Eventually the ball comes to ground level, players in there, and there's another ball up. Another stalemate. And we've got Norfolk Park now well over 3 goals down. So they've really got the job in front of them. Okay, defending deep in defence there is Dave Adams. He runs around in front of the scoreboard and drives the ball up to the outer wing. There's some nice handball happening there by McLeod players as they work the ball beautifully forward, and it's ended up in the hands of Melican. He gets a further handball over to I don't know who. It doesn't matter because it's in the hands of McLeod. They get the ball forward, and there is Hewitt. Arguably, well, he must have been very close to marking that ball, but he didn't. And play's gone on, and Norfolk Park's worked it beautifully around the outer side in the hands of Will De Bruin. He runs around on his left foot. He's a beautiful kick, that boy. Ball comes to ground at ground level. Oh, a Norfolk player, he's all wrapped up there. It comes to Long. He gets the handball back to O'Brien. It's close to the boundary and over the line and out of bounds. Ball's going to be thrown back into play over in front of the scoreboard there. And it comes, it's high in the air. We've got big Salt in the ruck there up against Long at ground level there. McLeod player gets it out to Dave Adams. His scrambling kick goes into the middle of the boggy centre. It comes out of the centre to a Norfolk Park player. He chips it down to the reliable Bonk Davies. He gets the ball further up, and then the little man, Brock McClellan, has taken a nice mark, and the umpire's also ruled that you're over his shoulder. Very impressive little man, this guy. Clearly the smallest man on the ground. We've got, now, he doesn't fancy his chances. He's looking for someone to run past or someone to kick to. Eventually he says, oh, okay, I'll have a go at it. It's not going to be long enough. It's up in the teeth of goal. It's close. Juggling through, and umpire has ruled a behind to Norfolk Park. 1 point. We've got Woodhams limping off the ground here, being replaced by Rory Scott. Okay, now there's been a change here. Looks like Seaver's going to bring the ball back into play. He wastes no time. He drives over to the to the Westgar Street side of the oval. Oh, eventually O'Brien's in there doing some heavy work. He's doing fantastic, O'Brien. They can't beat him. They can't shrug him off. Oh, the Andrew brothers combine there. They get the ball up to half forward. Where in there is Story. Oh, he's tackled heavily close to the boundary line. The ball is over the line and out of bounds. Right on this centre wing position here, Westgar Street side of the ground.
Keep going, Northcote, come on!
Okay, now the ball being brought back into play. We've got Walter back in the ruck. No, nice takeaway from the centre bounce by Northcote Park there. They lose control of the ball, but they're good enough to back it up. But there is a magnificent smother there by Jack Bianchin, and he scrambles the kick along in front of on the wing position, and the bouncing, and it's over the line and out of bounds. Excellent play by the McLeod player there. He did very, very well with a great smother there. That fella, Jack Bianchin, ball being thrown back into play now. Ball comes down in the hands of might be Buckley there. He bounces across half-back. One bounce, two bounces. Chips the ball out in front of his teammate there, number 18. He's got a free run on the ball. And that'll be Paddy Considine. He gets the ball further down to a dangerous spot close to goal, but it's seen through for a behind by Billy Damanaski, just in his second senior game for McLeod. McLeod bring the ball back into play through Scooter White, and they get it out to Considine, deep on the back flank. They chip the ball up to the centre wing, where Branley leads in the race to the ball. He's got his head down over the ball. He's shoved out of the way. They get a nice handball to Will De Bruin. De Bruin gets the ball back to Salt. Gets the ball back to De Bruin. Gets the ball up to the full forward. Oh, huge rise of players went up there. Oh, comes down, might be Scam on his head. He's all wrapped up there. And the umpire says, "You're holding the ball, son." Magnificent tackle by the McLeod defender, Martin. He's played a fabulous game for his club today. Him and O'Brien have been super down back, along with Scooter White. And the ball goes to the outer side, and there's a lovely mark there taken by McLeod player. Just can't quite pick up his number at this stage. Maybe Kidd? Not sure. Anyway, they get it up to the centre wing where McLeod in first there. Might have been Bianchin. All players going in heavily there for the ball. Eventually it comes down to I don't know who, but there's a scramble kick over towards the boundary line, and McLeod players more than happy to see it over the line and out of bounds. Now, I haven't got the time clock with me. It must be well past halfway through the last quarter here. I get the feeling it'll be 17 or 18 minutes into the last quarter. Okay, from the centre bounce, we have Walter in the ruck there for McLeod. The ball comes to ground level. Players go in hard there, and now they're picking themselves up. The umpire wants to throw it in the air again. Here we go again, boys. In they go. Norfolk trying to will themselves forward with the ball there. Eventually they do well. The player runs around there, pushes McLeod opponent out of the way, gets the ball to half forward. Oh, there's a nice high fly there by McLeod, but at ground level the Northcote Park player is really in there quickly, but the umpire's rule you dispose of the ball incorrectly, and there's a free kick to Richard Andrew. He kicks the ball out wide towards the centre wing area. The ball very close to the boundary line now, where a player is all wrapped up, and the umpire calls for a ball up. That's McLeod leading 14 goals 7, make that 91. Northcote Park on 10-10-70. Okay, so we've got a 21-point lead to McLeod, and time is of the enemy here to Northcote Park. And not only that, but the enemy for Northcote Park, McLeod, are doing very well. There's a free kick here to, I think it's Bianchin. He's the boy wearing number 20. It's very hard. It's getting see the numbers here. It's getting dark. Get mixed up. Might have been Sievers. Sorry to those listeners there. Might have been Sievers. This one wears Sievers wears 30. Bianchin's number 20. Okay, Northcote Park work the ball, out of defence there. They transverse the ball over to the near side, the Westgar Street side of the over. Then they switch back to the centre of the ground where they spot up Will De Bruin there, who's been a very busy player today. He handballs over his teammate who drives up over half forward. It's well defended there by Billy Damaneski for McLeod. They get the ball over to Long. Out to Andrew Murray. Nice handball then to Story, who bursts through the centre wing onto his left foot. Gets the ball up to the true centre half forward dangerous area where it's all Northcote Park who defend beautifully there, and they get a saving safe mark at half back. They chip the ball back into centre half back. Then they spot up the little man Brock McClellan on the true wing position, Westgarth Street side of the ground. He's a busy little fella, this guy. He runs around on his left foot. Oh, up in the air there is the big fella, Paddy Constantine, but he couldn't quite hold the ball. Oh, intercepting here was Harris. He was magnificent. He got the ball out to Damaneski, and Damaneski, in a almost comical / desperation style, is able to lay on his back and get his boot to the ball and able to see it trickle over the line and out of bounds right in front of his proud coaches. The ball's thrown back into play. Long gets a hand on the ball. There comes the ground ball. There's the little fella, Brock McClellan again. Gets the ball down to his teammate. They get the ball further forward, but in the way there is Billy Damaneski, number 50. He's marked it safely on his chest, and he says, I'll take my time and I'll handball over to Scooter and let him drive the ball long up the centre wing. Huge pack of players up there. Oh, McLeod's done well. They've handballed the ball forward. But get it right, Greg. They've handballed the ball further forward, but in the way there is Northcote Park player who grabs the ball, but this kicks it over the line and out of bounds. Scooter White will take the resultant free kick. Okay, right in front of the commentary position. Scooter goes bang, straight down the line, looking for big Matty Wally. He's up there, and the umpire has seen some interference, and I think it's going to Lynch. Yes, it is. Northcote Park player starting getting a little frustrated. Now Lynch has switched play. He spotted up Martin, who runs through the centre glue pot, then drives the ball out to the outer wing where there's a mark taken there by a McLeod player who spots up the goal, runs in, shoots for goal. It's ever so close, and it's just touched through for a behind. One further point to McLeod, and the scoreboard ticks out to, they must go to 14 goals, 18, leading Northcote Park on 10 goals, 10. Okay, the ball's brought back out of defence. Nice mark taken by Matt Waller. Got it to Woodhams. A beautiful long driving kick. The punch away is missed, I think, on this occasion by Northcote Park. Oh, they're defending grimly. It might have been Bronk Davies down there. Called him Brock when it's Bronk, but doesn't matter. Northcote Park have worked the ball to the outer wing. There's a nice mark taken there. There's a promising foray forward by Northcote Park, and it's a beautiful kick. They get the ball down just over half forward. Oh, but the kick is scrambled. It's at ground level, and in the way is Long there. He's able to back up beautifully. He gets a handball out to the defensive side, and he spotted up Scooter White. He scoots around past the scoreboard, and he spots up John Andrew just on the defensive side of centre. And John Andrew says, I'm going to take my time here and just drive the ball as long as I can over the centre wing position on the outer side now in front of the Housing Commission flats. Northcote Park back up. They go this way, they go that way. Oh, one of their players there is tunnel balled by it or went through his legs. Players going in hard here. Northcote Park trying to make an impression on the McLeod side, but McLeod's up to the task. Players going in hard. Northcote Park trying their guts out, but the McLeod defenders have been fantastic today, but there's a nice mark taken here at half forward by number 10 being Andre Hibachi. Now Hibachi's lining up from goal. He'll be kicking from about 45 to 50 metres, comes in. Oh, looks nice off the boot. It's coming back, but just misses to his near side, and it's through for one more behind. So they just get 1 point closer, but not close enough at this stage. Scooter White brings the ball back in play by kicking it to himself, then trots nonchalantly away from full back, takes one bounce, takes two bounces, then he spots up Dave Adams deep on the back flank, out of sight of the ground. Adams in no hurry here. He understands the time and the moment of the game, brings the ball up over centre, but he could have wished for a better kick on that occasion because it's over the line, out of bounds on the full. Resultant free kick to Northcote Park. They're putting some pressure on the McLeod defence here. They bring the ball down forwards. A nice mark taken out on the outer side there. Just up from the scoreboard, they bring the ball down high into the goal square. It's going close to goal actually, and it's through, just missing to the far side, and it's through for another behind 1 point to Northcote Park. Scooter White to bring the ball back into play. No one bothers to stand the mark. Scooter thinks about taking off. Now the little fella's standing the mark, so but Scooter doesn't worry about him. He says, I'll kick it to myself anyway, then I'll run around this way and I'll just pop the ball over to Jack Bianchin, and he says, I'll just take my time, I'll pop it over to Martin and we'll pop it back to Scooter. And Scooter, he's nearly going to give a kick to Woodhams, and he thought, no, we went a bit risky there. Now it's looking a bit better. We'll look for O'Brien, and he spotted up O'Brien, and O'Brien has taken the mark. What a great game O'Brien's played today, particularly last week and this week. He's been just so reliable. He's really risen to the challenge with his captain Kane Shaw out injured. He gets a handball over to Woodhams, and his long driving kick goes down to just over centre. In the way there is Bronx Davies. He gets the ball clear, he gets the half forward. The Northcote Parks players are going in hard this way, that way, but Billy Damaneski's in the way and intercepts it over to his teammate Martin. Back to Story, back to Jack Bianchin. They get the ball up the half forward. Northcote Park players going in hard there. They're all wrapped up by John Andrew. The umpire calls for another ball up. There's a ball up. Big Michael Salt wins the tap out there, but at ground level, we've got Bronx Davies going in hard there, and Richard Andrew, and the female umpire says, give to me over the ball up. Okay, she throws the ball in the air. It comes out fortuitously to John Andrew. He gets the ball up forward, and it's in the arms of Nick Lynch. He wastes no time. He plays on. He thinks, this is all right, I'll have a shot here. Maybe he should have stayed where he was and had a shot, because he's sprayed it across the face of goal, and it's gone through for a behind 1 point. Northcote Park waste no time bringing the ball back into play. They've kicked it out there in front of the Housing Commission flats. It got in the arms of John Andrew. He had it and then he lost it. Now it's close to the boundary line and it's over the line and out of bounds. Scoreboard showing McLeod 14 goals 9, leading Northcote Park 10 goals 12. A 21 point lead to McLeod, and we're getting deep into the last quarter. Okay. Very hard to see McLeod losing from here, but maybe Greensborough would have said the same thing last week when they thought they had the game wrapped up and tucked away, but it wasn't to be. Okay, Northcote Park bring the ball forward there. There's just nearly a very nice mark to Northcote Park, close to the boundary line. It was unable to hold on long enough, and it's over the line and out of bounds, right in front of the white tower there. Okay, tearing out of the fence. There is Story for McLeod, and the siren goes, and there's a very convincing win to McLeod. They win today's game 14 goals 9, 93 to Northcote Park 10 goals 12, 72. It is the fourth game on the trot to McLeod. They've just done excellent. They've come from behind. They were 16 points behind at half time, and the third quarter they came out, and the three-quarter time they were 14 points up. So it was a 30-point turnaround there, and in the last quarter, even though they may have just lost the quarter narrowly,
Walsh it.
No, they haven't actually. Sorry, get it right, son. They're 14 points up and they've won by 21. So they've won the quarter by 7 points. And so it's a well-deserved win to McLeod. Absolutely fantastic.
Good. Say good day to the fastest.
Say good day to the fastest who, Terry?
Trombone in the west.
The fastest what in the west?
Trombone.
The fastest what?
Trombone.
Trombone. I've got to say hello to the fastest trombone in the west. Whoever that is. Better players for McLeod today. I thought O'Brien and Martin in defence and Scooter White were fantastic. In the centre of the ground, and that glue pot, Harris was wonderful. And up forward, Kyle Hewitt and Lynch were always dangerous. Two ruckmen, well, Matt Wilder and Long worked beautifully in tandem there. And Sievers was busy. Dave Adams was very professional in the way he played the game. His kicking just makes such an impact. And Woodham's kicking was good.